Hi everybody, Sam here. Welcome back to another part of me playing Gloomwood during the Christmas time. Let's go ahead and load up our save here. We had just finished the fishery and we were about to explore the mines. Here's our very paltry stash of goods we've managed to procure. I saw something on the Discord that made me want to try this out. Hopefully it does something, but we'll see. Oh my god. Okay, so these things are essentially flash bulbs and water. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name, but I know what I'm talking about. The water bolts. You know, the stand-in for the arrows for the flare gun. Or Undertaker pistol, I should say. Also, secret cave down here. There's the shortcut to get to the caves. Or, cliffs, after you get through the caves. I mean, I keep calling it cliffs. I should call it the coast, but caves and cliffs has permanently, been grafted into my memory because of the, caves and cliffs update to Minecraft, which is very silly, I know, but I can't help it. I can't help that I'm like this. Anyway, here we are. Wonderful, merry, jolly Gloomwood. Love the snow. Love that you can hear the bells and the jingling in the distance. Used to be that this wasn't here, it was just kind of like a black box, but then they added this little intro bit. I'm so used to actually having the lantern that I forget this section of the game actually introduces it, and every time I start up a new run I'm like, well, have to get my lantern first. Here comes the worst part of the game. Broken light bulb. Can't touch that otherwise. Nope, I see a Rudolph. Yeah, don't touch that door. You will hurt yourself. Unless you want to hurt yourself, in which case I'm not here to shame anybody. Jolly old Gloomwood. Get this bullet. The concept of Santa Claus in Gloomwood is a little terrifying, just because you mean to tell me there's a man going around on a magic sleigh, and he's not helping me, like, through any of this? Who's he delivering gifts to? Dead people? Are there alive people up in the, oh, what do you call it? It's the place where all the nobles are, man. I can't remember the name of it. High Court, I think it is? Is he just delivering gifts to High Court? People who are holed up in their homes. Anyway, let's read this note. The dogs are loose again. I certainly know how locks work, and I assume you know how locks work. So my guess is that Hobbs is the one who keeps leaving the kennels unlocked. Not a surprise, really. I closed off the entrance to the kennels and electrified it because Hobbs was in charge of feeding them this week. So I assume they've not been fed and would be all too happy to gnaw on whatever face pokes at their new little subterranean dog paradise. If you need to get into the kennels, well, first pray. Then you'll have to turn off the generator. I locked the generator room and left the key in the break room down the tunnel. I figure locking it should keep Hobbs from going in and relieving himself in the fuel tank or anything like that. Locked. Oh, man, speaking of Hobbs, actually, I did forget a little bit of a secret back in the fishery. Let me go and show it off before I forget and not show it and then have to wait until then. Oh, here's the Croup Fishery logo up close. God, this was back in the demo, which is crazy that they've kept it this consistent this long. Alright. Oh, fun thing. if you drop down onto hay or water, any fall damage you might have taken is completely negated. And depending on what type of material you land on, stone, dirt, wood, depends on how mitigated the damage is, like fall damage, I mean. It's a pretty cool concept. Welcome to the Green Cave. It's safer here. Okay.
These are my cheeses. Do not touch. I am hiding them here so the dogs do not find them. I can see the desire for cheese in their eyes. Oh, such desire they have for this delicious cheese. Those foul, fishy dogs and their accomplices, the bugs, which feast upon electricity. They will not find the cheese here. Oh no, they will not. Hobbs.
Funny that he likes to... that he, like, notes that it was him that hit it here. Oh, shit. Forgot I grabbed other stuff. Well, damn. I don't have enough room for all the cheese. This is devastating. But we've got our little cache up the way, so we can, go ahead and put them in here, there. It stinks that, you don't get the harpoon gun until way later in the game, but the way I think about it, there's still a good portion of game to go. I want to say we're only about a third of the way into the actual game progression. A third sounds a little too small. I'd say more like 45%, or no, 40%. 40% sounds good. A lot of the base, like, systems have been put in, but a lot of stuff is still being worked on continuously, you know, which is crazy. This game is going to be huge when it actually finally releases, and I, for one, am very excited about that, but, you know, until then, it's, man, I kind of lost my thought. Yeah, no, this game's going to be pretty huge, and, it kind of sucks that one of the traversal tools you get seems to be a very long way away, but it's actually, like, probably one of the first beginning sequences, like, that you do. I figure since a lot of the player base, well, I figure there'll probably be a lot of push, like a lot of people buying the game, whatever finally comes out, like, officially out of early access, that will not, like, have the experience that I have of having played it over and over again. So they'll probably, they might do different things, because the bank and I want to say high quarter are also going to be added into the game and presented that you can either go to the bank and old quarter, that's what it's called, the old quarter, or the hive, in either progression way. And the way I'm thinking about it, they might add another harpoon gun in the bank just to kind of even things out progression-wise. But so far the hive is pretty much exclusively where the harpoon gun resides, and that's a ways off into the playthrough. But I don't know. I kind of like thinking about that, like playing the game in parts, and you know, kind of having these different stories of different areas and different ways of how the game will progress, which is, I don't know, it's just nice to have a game so well defined, you know, like the items carry through consistently, the level design and all the enemies stay consistent. It's I don't know, it's nice, but when there are changes, that's cool too. I'm rambling. I love this game and its design, and I really hope when it officially comes out that more people get into it. A lot more people. This game deserves it, honestly. Every update I see the hard work the devs put into it, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes just to get things working that, you know, a layman such as myself doesn't even get to see or understand, you know, but you know, you grow to love it. You grow to love that they have a passion for it as well, and that it's, you know, as much as it's constantly changing, it also stays the same in ways that you can love. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Got the key for the generator. That'll turn off that electrified door and open it up, which is a consistent theme in Gloomwood, turning off electricity and opening up important doors. Now let's read this. You apparently cannot summon the modicum of effort required to open this door and haul whatever junk you're carrying through it. But perhaps you might coax that lump of boar fat you call a brain into comprehending that leaving said junk in front of said door blocks it from opening, which means that nobody can get to the main elevator without going through the kennels, where in another wonderful display of door proficiency, some other troglodyte keeps leaving the cages unlocked and allowing the dogs to roam around very free and very hungry. Since you feel comfortable sentencing the rest of us to wander with those dogs, consider this a warning. If this happens again and I find out who's responsible, they'll spend a night themselves locked in the kennels. I guarantee it's easier to haul a box through the doorway than it is to hide from a ravenous hound. And we try to open it, and nothing. So, have to go through the kennels. Now, fun thing that, you know, now that I think about it, I'm making a note of, rather than just playing through the game, you can see that there is evidence of huntsmen and, woodsmen trying to get through just due to this arm, which, if you examine, huntsman arm. So, multiple huntsmen have tried to get through the mines, and multiple huntsmen have failed, which is, to me, really fun. And it makes me wonder why they would even, like, use the fish dogs. I guess in-game, you don't really actually get to see the fish dogs tamed, at least not yet. I completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we don't get to see trained, like, fish dogs, at least not yet, but, I'm hoping once the constables are officially introduced with the Old Quarter and, the bank and the Cathedral Row, that we will actually get to see maybe either some tamed dogs or, I don't know, just, the woodsmen are kind of a level below the constables, in a way that's very obvious to me. Fun thing about these mushrooms, if you look right at that wall there, you can see that they are brightening and lowering the light around here. It's easier to see. I mean, the crystals don't really do it. They kind of stay normal and stagnant. Let me see if these green mushrooms do it. Huh, weird. Maybe I'm just insane. Oh, you know what? It might actually be this light bulb. Okay, yeah. I'm stupid. Well, I'm not stupid, but I didn't know. Now let's flip this up. And here comes my favorite encounter. This encounter actually took me a good, I want to say 30 minutes to master the first time. Just because I didn't really know the bounds of how the dogs worked, and oh my gosh, I think me moving that arm of the huntsman made it start going into a search mode, so now it's going to be looking for that arm to eat. Fun thing about the dogs, they will actively search out food sources to eat if you set them near enough to them. So arms, legs, cheese, apples. Rudolph the red-nosed fish dog had a very shiny nose like a light bulb, and if you ever saw it... Oh, that's fun. I didn't notice that. So, I wouldn't say it's a visual bug, I would say it's more of an oversight, but when you pick up the fish dogs with the seasonal content enabled, you do not actually get to see their antlers on their view model, which I'm going to assume was unintentional. Sorry for the background noise, my cat is in here. He likes to use the back of my chair like a scratching post. Hey buddy, come here. Here, let me see if I can get him up here. And he can chill out in my lap.
Yeah, we're playing Gloomwood, buddy.
Alright. And here it is. The lantern. And it's just like I thought. He went for the arm. This has to be one of the best pieces of ambience of the game. Just this horror, you know, the dogs waiting for you in the caves up ahead. To whomever is on feeding duty, pay attention. The hounds have a particular keen sense of smell. If you find yourself unable to get one to budge when transferring them to another cage, lure it with an apple or a bit of cheese. Ensure you do not get too close, however. They can also sniff out meat and will happily take off your arm. Fun thing about that dog, originally it used to not run off, and there used to be no cutscene here, because the dog would actually wander over to these 3 apples that were set up here. Or no, I believe it was during development it would wander over to these 3 apples over here and eat them alongside the arm. The thing about me noting that the dog went for the arm is that normally it wouldn't go for the arm right here, but seeing as how I moved it, it then became something the dog would be aware of. The fun thing about Gloomwood is if you play it enough times, you begin to notice what certain parts are scripted and what aren't. Whoa, there's snow down here. I didn't notice that before. Huh. I guess that implies that there's sky somewhere up above there, which is nice. Honestly, getting to explore a cave system like that would be amazing. We get a little bit of that in the Hive, which I'll show in a future episode, but not currently. Here comes Rudolph. The second, I killed the first. See, there's a little visual aid to the dogs eating stuff that is edible. I am just going to... and set you down here. Alright. Normally, if you're not too loud, that guy over there will avoid you. Poor guy. But... there are a couple of things over in the fishery that I've actually yet to get around to showing, like the tower, and there are also a couple of things out in the actual ocean in front of the fishery that I haven't gotten around to, but I will be sure to show those off once we go back to the tower. For now, let's take care of Rudolph, I believe, the third. Now, fun thing about Blood Moon, this is the most enemy-dense difficulty of the game. When it first came out, it also used to be the hardest portion of the game. That's weird. I didn't notice that. Oh, that's funny, okay. Wait, let me see if I'm being insane about this. Yeah, the fish dog models with the Rudolph nose don't have their eyes glowing blue. Huh. That's funny. Can you see how insane I am about this game? I truly love it. And, oh, what's this? An explosive storage. Ah, but the door is locked. Alas, if only we could find the key. I did just want to take a moment here to admire the majesty of this room. Just let it kind of sink in. You can see the bubbles rising from the bog and the light coming in from above. Just the gentle kind of light, too, of the walls. And, oh gosh, like look at that torchlight, the way it kind of diffuses there. I have a real appreciation for the new lighting engine. I wouldn't say new lighting engine. I actually have no idea how the lighting in this game works, but I do know they redid it and changed it from, I think, baked lighting, but I could be wrong. Chili beans. Hey, get away from there. Stop it. Seeing as how it's Christmas, he's messing with some bags I recently opened. Actually, let me go and take care of him real quick. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Or, I guess, 2 or 3 of the people watching my videos. Okay, so, here we have a dilemma. And I will show you why in just a moment. Actually, so first things first. With the new lighting, it makes it much harder to kill these 2 dogs. And I like to approach this game as I need to kill everything. So let's wait for that guy over there to go back to his patrol. And then we can get this guy right here. Well, this guy and then this guy. But it takes a little bit of time. And a little bit of finesse. It used to be that when the dog was feasting on the corpse, that it would stop feasting on the corpse and investigate its brother being slain. But with one of the new updates, I believe it was the introduction of the Crowmen officially, which we have not gotten to, and I will try not to spoil too much, but, you know, there's not much to spoil, or there's not much to hide when you know the name. Now, with the addition of the Crowmen, the dog will actually, you know, I could be wrong. I honestly, I could be wrong. I don't know everything about this game, but I would like to say that if you kill the one that's eating on the corpse, the one that's sleeping will get up, but if you kill the one that's sleeping, the one that's eating won't get up, which is also the same for the Crowman. There we go. I made it make sense, and I made it make sense in the end. Anyway, goodbye to Rudolph, I think the 6th or the 5th. And hello, Rudolph the 7th. Let's wait for him to walk past. These guys, unlike other enemies, actually have excellent sense of sight in the dark. So, if you are not careful, they will sniff you out very easily. After all, you're made of meat. And here it is. The gates. Now, I do believe this gate didn't used to be here alongside the fortifications made to the elevator shaft here. But now there is, which is, you know, just kind of cool to see the evolution of the game. We want to avoid those guys a little bit, but I did just want to take a moment to admire the beautiful ambience of this game. I mean, come on, look at that. That's just amazing. Yeah, anyway. Rudolph number 8 is dead. Rest in peace, Rudolphs. Here it is. It does blend in. They added new key textures, so not every key is bright silver now, which does kind of suck because this key really blends in. But now we have the key for the mine storage, for the explosive barrels up top. I do remember I accidentally lit a barrel on fire one time, and then it got me along the train of thought of, if I blow up the dog corpses, am I able to take their parts? Because you can do it with the huntsman, but you can't really do it with the rest of the kind of ensemble of creatures in this game. And I blew them up, and as it turned out, that they did not like turn into pieces. They didn't gib. It was actually not implemented, even though it was meant to be. when the dogs were introduced. And fun thing about being part of the Discord server, you can actually just straight up put it in the Discord chat, and the dev will be like, oh, that should be fixed. And then it was fixed eventually, which I am a big fan of. The devs do quite often listen to their fans. Oh shit. Yeah, so fun thing about these barrels, didn't really touch on them last episode, but don't get them close to fire. They will blow up. They're made of wood and very, 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 you know, explosive and flammable. Anyway, reason I am, I'm taking these over there is because, they're, well, you'll see. I'm just doing a little bit of a preamble. I feel like I'm so swarmy when it comes to this game. I don't want to pretend that I know everything. I definitely don't. I have a lot of love for it, and I really like info dumping about it, so. Anyway, fun thing about these barrels is it does take a shot to light them on fire, but if you stab them first with one revolver cartridge, you're able to blow them up. Of course, I'm not going to do that now because, you know, I like living, but I will show you once we get down to where we're going. You may notice that I'm jumping while I'm holding the barrel, and that is because it's actually faster to move with barrels or other things if you jump. It's not true with all objects, like if you jump with bags, like those trash bags you can find around, those will actually, that will actually slow your movement just because you're jumping normally. But if you jump with like heavier things like those wooden barrels or other things, then it doesn't, or then it's not a hindrance to your movement, but actually a boon. Now then, normally I take care of enemies a certain way, but for this one, I will do it a different way with the snowballs because they are very handy little implements. And with that, we're able to get through. Now, normally on full moon difficulty, there will be a box of revolver ammunition here, but as you can see, it is not here anymore. Now then, let's take care of these guys. Normally on full moon and lower difficulties, that guy doesn't have a metal chest piece, but now he does. That's most of them taken care of. Now we just need to take care of him. Oh, what to do, what to do. Now we could throw the snowball at him, but seeing as how we've kind of discovered that the snowballs do not actually stun them for very long. Nah, fuck it, he's got an axe, he can't do much. And there we go. He's down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now these guys, the guys wearing the metal chest pieces, will only go down in 5 sword stabs, but the unarmored ones will go down in, I believe, 3 if they are not backstabbed, which is, you know, a little bit of handy knowledge. I am glad I didn't have to go through the laborious task of carrying a metal crate over here. That would have sucked. Thought I heard somebody back here. Like all Skyrim enemies, it must have been the wind. Now then, there are a couple of gems that I need to go and grab. Oh, it's from up there. That's where the coffees come from. Sound propagation in this game is amazing. Especially with the headphones I'm wearing. I've got some razors, which I am very near and dear to. Anyway, sound propagation is amazing. I've lost my train of thought. But, what the hell was I doing? I've completely forgotten. Sometimes this game will do that to you. If you play for too long, you'll completely lose your plot. Right. Was gonna grab all the gems. So, over here is a gem. I've been picking up a few of them as I go along, but there are a couple more that you can pick up before you leave the caves. Like down here, there is a reservoir of water, but handy little thing, besides this little rope, which is the only rope of its kind in the game at the current moment, a rope that's just a vine. This is straight up just a vine. It used to not be there up until the Hive update. But yeah, we've got our swimming animations. We used to not be here, but now are. Those were introduced with the Underport update official. This used to all be much darker with the baked lighting, but now it is much brighter with the new lighting system they have implemented. Excuse me. Anyway, down here, we've got another gem, and then back here, we should have a couple of other things. You'll notice that I'm going up a lot for air. In fact, this game actually has a lot of things built into it that are really amazing when you realize what's going on at work behind the scenes. Like, you know, there is no HUD in this game aside from, like, a crosshair for the guns, you know? And even that is, like, you know, the one little bit of HUD that there is. But, you know, when you're underwater and you can't breathe, the doctor actually, there's a really, like, a HUD element, so I try to keep my trips underwater brief so that way I don't start taking damage from drowning. Anyway, down here, you will notice this wall with a very large crack in it. With the introduction of the Hive update, this was impervious to all damage except revolver rounds. But now, as you'll see with the barrel that I brought over to here, I have to run and go get it real quick. Oh, should have 5. Now that if we run over here and grab this barrel that I've taken, and it's already been stabbed, so we should be able to just take it over here. And, excuse me, sir, let's just bring you over here. And we use our handy-dandy revolver. Ta-da! Secret revealed! Oh, another thing. While reloading, if you're insane, like I am, and you want to keep track of all of the... Well, not, I guess, keep track of, but if you want a good distraction and a quick pinch, you can pick up the revolver rounds that you discard after reloading your weapon. You have to be quick about it, though, because once you throw them to the ground, while you can pick them up, they will despawn after a set amount of time. So, handy little note there. Anyway, let me kind of slow down just to, you know, appreciate what we've got here. A portion of the mines that was boarded up for some reason. And we'll see why here in just a minute. Normally I'm not this slow when coming down here, but I did just want to take the time to appreciate the ambience, baby. Look at that. Okay. Now then. I found it. After months of the men digging tunnels, I'm staring at what is undoubtedly an entranceway to the Old Kingdom. It truly is a sight to behold. The men are uneasy about it. They've clearly heard the childhood stories and wives' tales. In truth, I felt rather anxious as I took the relief sketches of the lithograph at the head of the ziggurat. However, it is not fear that guides my heart, but excitement. I still have the bloodstone that Wave found in the beach tide pool that started this whole operation. In the morning, I will lay out my plans to breach this edifice and unearth that which has not been seen in millennia. And here's the skull. This skull is important. You'll see why in a bit. Now, this game is still in early access, so there is a lot yet to be added. I'll just show you guys in a bit, so I'm not just straight up talking. Anyway, there are... Here, we'll climb up there and I'll show you guys first. So, you see those two sparkles over there? Way off in the distance? Those are 2 gems. Now, as it currently stands, you can't get access to them. But, if you're clever, and you know how to do a bit of box stacking like most Sims want you to do, you can take these 2 barrels, and using the wall that is in front of them, you can take them, stack them like that, get this, and like I was saying with the jumping with the bags, you can just jump normally, climb up here, and there you go, you can mantle it and climb over. There's so much about this game that I love. Just the mantling, man. Like, you can climb on anything if you have enough practice. Some people like to bind the jump key to their mouse wheel and just climb everything like that, as so long as it's sloped. You will notice the comically shaped hole here in the shape of a stone seal. We'll get more into that later, but yeah, we've got, let's see here, the bloodstones, small. Oh, sorry. A small blood trap gemstone, quite rare and valuable in the city. Now, if these are small, and this is tiny, I would love to see what is big, honestly. My wallet will grow 3 times that day. Anyway, we've grabbed everything we can from down here. It's honestly amazing. This hole used to not be so detailed. They actually did change it so that it would suit a that it would fit a seal. Now, as the game currently stands, the seal that you can access currently in the game has not been added yet. Anyway, climb up here. And we are out. And we're a little bit richer for it. Now, these gems, everything that we're collecting, you could sell them, or you could be insane like me and use them to customize your base. Now, you may be wondering, what am I talking about when I say base? Well, you can literally set up shop anywhere in this game. You can put stashes anywhere you want. You can't exactly actually move stuff in the environment other than barrels and boxes and, you know, things you can highlight. But say I wanted to set up a base here. I want to have this be where I set everything up. I can put it down here. I leave. I come back. It's still there. And you can do that anywhere in the game, which I am such a big fan of. Anyway, we've nearly cleared this place out. I did notice, however, I have not turned the power back on yet, which is important for getting elevators to work. There is actually a note down here that I'll read in just a minute, so you can kind of understand why I immediately went "oop" and turned around. I wasn't very vocal about it, but yeah. Anyway, down we go. It used to be there weren't these fun little wooden platforms everywhere. It used to be this was just the platform down here in the mines, but the developers did add different ways to proceed and carry forward in the level. Anyway, calling the elevator. While that comes down here, let's read this. Remember, if the main generator isn't running, the elevator isn't running either. Main generator. Try resetting the power before you assume it's broken, or that there are bugs in the control box eating the wires. Easily the strangest maintenance report I've ever received, Hobbs. Hobbs makes a name for himself, and we love him. I hope I didn't kill him. Really hope. He'd be the one huntsman I would spare in my onslaught. It's a bit of a slow elevator ride, but, you know. Not as slow as some elevators in this game, which, we will see. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab a couple of things. This is a blink and you'll miss it moment, but, yeah, that wood board right there, will fall every time you come up here. And now, we have a rope, and we can avoid the entire ladder, or elevator, which is pretty cool. As the game currently stands, we probably won't be coming back here. But, you know. Anyway, these guys are the most annoying to deal with. Usually, I'll just bring an explosive barrel, but...
I saw that. One of our brothers was just killed.
You can also just do that. And, using the power of merriment and snow, Merry Christmas!
Where are you?
And he's dead. Now you'll notice when fighting these guys, I'm strafing backwards to avoid them. Normally, it would be pretty hard to do that, but I have like upwards of 350 hours in this game, and hopefully to add more. You want to avoid them attacking? Just jump backwards, like that. You'll notice it isn't just a straight backwards jump, but it is turn, diagonal, jump backwards, and you'll be out of range of their attacks. This works for most enemies. I would not do it with Mr. Doll, and we'll meet him soon. You'll see, don't worry. Now then, let's read this. Waits Mining Co. Log number 1. Day 1. Arrived at site near the beachhead. Survey team and I mapped out potential deck and chute up positions. Day 16. Breached the main atrium after about 2 weeks of digging. The auto elevator company provided the equipment to construct down to at least water level, but going below that will be a challenge. Day 25. Shaft elevator now operational, but finding sufficient power is an obstacle. Bottlenecking the whole system to a single fuel generator is asking for blackouts. Day 28. Blasting shipment arrived from the suit works. About damn time. Day 29. First blackout. 2 miners injured when the shaft elevator dropped. Day 32. Waite's partner came by and told us to cease using explosives. Unbelievable. Day 38. Silas told me that he keeps hearing whispering in Tunnel 6. I assured him that we're just overworked. Sent him home early. Sorry to pause things, but I would just like to point out the, Waite's partner. I do believe that is the man who wrote the note, down in the, closed-off part of the mines. Or woman. Or non-binary. I apologize. But, yeah. I do just like that kind of unspoken thing there. Anyway. Day 40. We've managed to dig around the aquifer and find dry bedrock again. Day 43. The second elevator shaft has begun construction, leading down the atrium beneath the aquifer. I requested another power generator to handle the increased and already stressed demand. Day 45. I heard someone call my name while down in Tunnel 6 last night. I checked, and no one else was on shift at the time. Christ. Day 45. Blackout. The active crew was stranded in the dark for 5 hours. When we reached them, they were inconsolable. Tore their fingertips up real bad trying to scratch out. I've put them all on sick leave. Day 46. Felix and his crew just dug up a human skull. We're not moving a single pebble more until I get some answers. Yeah, I'd like to say whoever this guy was a decent person, but unfortunately in the town of Gloomwood you don't get a lot of people like that. Anyway. So, we've just finished the caves, which is amazing. We are going to get a brief look at the coast as I go out here to get back to base, but after that, we will wrap the episode up. I'm gonna try not to touch anything here just to keep it fresh for the next episode. Not looking to my left so I don't trigger anything. Running over here. But before we do that, I would like to point out this boat right here. And the reason I've been picking up these little pellets is for a good reason. That cave back at the fishery has a safe in it. And here's the code. So let's make our way back over there. And we'll open it up. And then we'll end things there. It's funny, this is one of the few doors that is metal grating, but doesn't have the little mechanism by it that is the lock, which I think is, you know, kind of cool, kind of unique. And up the ladder, or up the rope we go. Okay. Now then, let's set some things out. Clear up our inventory. Now, you can be like me and just hoard all of your food items and all of your syringes, but honestly, I have my own comfortable way of playing. I know how to play things. I know how to do things my own way, but that doesn't mean you can't do things your own way. You want to do things, you want to shoot, you want to be loud, go crazy. This game is all about exploration, and it is all about doing things your own way. And I definitely never want to stop anybody from exploring or, you know, playing their own way. This game is all about that. Oh, fun thing about this game and the inventory, it's got a click, drag, and drop inventory, so anything you have in your inventory, you can drag it out, drop it in the world, pick it up, put it back in the inventory. Another thing, you say you want to just take something directly out of your inventory and not set it down on the ground, just press tab and you'll be holding it. It's very handy for certain things that will come up in the future, and one feature that I've only very recently actually started using, because, well, you know, your girl's gotta learn things. Anyway. Just doing a little bit of housekeeping here. And yeah, let's go ahead and set this ammo over here with this. And okay. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let me go ahead and pick these up. Oh, that cheese is floating in the air. And now it's not. Okay. And not as organized as I like, but I'll organize it off camera. Let's go ahead and run over to this cave. Uh-oh, I forgot about these two guys. When you leave on Blood Moon difficulty, if you come back to the fishery, inside of here will spawn 2 woodsmen. Come back to check on their dear departed brethren. Unfortunately for them, I am a psychopath and I killed them. So, now then, let's go ahead and open this up. It was 4, 1, 5. And here we are. The Undertaker pistol. Possibly one of the best pistols to ever grace gaming. But I'll show you guys why here in a second. Oh, that's new. This water used to not push you in a certain direction. That is good to know. Used to be you could just walk straight through it. Anyway, both of the huntsmen that have spawned in here are wearing metal chest plates. One of them does have a rifle, which makes them infinitely harder to deal with. But you'll see how I deal with them here once we get to the city. I'll try not to spoil too much, but yeah. Wonder if I got the bullets here. I did. Okay, cool. Now then, let's run over here and go up the bridge and blah 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 blah. God, I love that sound of falling snow. This is such a pretty game. Aesthetically, there isn't much that changes with the seasonal content, other than some things visually. We'll get to it once we get there. But I keep saying that this game contains multitudes, and I'm so excited to just share my excitement about them. Honestly. Anyway, we've got the 2 leaning towers of cheese, and I regret that sentence coming out of my mouth. Anyway, let's go ahead and clear our inventory, set everything down for when we come back. Our 2 snowballs, which are coming in very handy, I'm noticing. Alright. And we should... Here, let's grab this. Unpack, put that there. Shit. Okay. Now then, we should have enough room to save. Damn, I shouldn't have put this out. Now I feel... Huh, that's not supposed to be like that. I'll definitely have to put something up in the Discord about that. But, yeah, we finally have our lantern. We've explored a little bit more, got a little bit more stuff. I got some more gems, rubies, treasures. We've learned a little bit more about the world, how things worked. We've got the new Undertaker pistol, which I am excited to use and show off. The different flare bolts have different functionalities, which I will try to all use in the next episode. But yeah, let me save here. Thank you everybody for watching. I know I ramble a lot in this, but I truly just have a lot of love for this game. There's a lot of creative, you know, a lot of passion goes into this, a lot of creativity goes into this, and you can play it however you want, however you desire, because this is an immersive sim, and first and foremost is player freedom, which I really love that the devs keep to it and truly try to keep that their goal, you know? Anyway, I'm Sam, or the one who goes heck, and yeah, bye everybody.